Hi there and welcome back. So, in the last lesson, we have discussed what is a while loop and what loops are actually. So, in this lesson, we are going to discuss one another type of loop which is known as for loop. Okay, the concept of loops remains same. Okay, but the point is that sometimes we'll prefer to use while loop instead of for, and sometimes we'll prefer for loop instead of using while. So, these are the two options given to us. Okay, but we cannot say that where we are applying for loop we cannot work with while loop. Okay, this is now user's choice which loop user want to use. Okay, so now let me discuss with you what was the while loop. So in case of while loop, what I need to do, first of all, I was assigning the value, then I was making a check, I was mentioning one condition that is known as exit condition, and then I was incrementing the value. Okay, so these are the three steps of my loop. So now with the help of for loop, I am going to avoid all these three steps. Okay, I am going to try that I need not to give, so I need not to write so much of code. Okay, how we are going to do that? See, what was my purpose? I want to display the first 10 numbers. Okay, so what I can do, I can write for I in the range, that is 1 comma 10. I need not to increase the value because my range function will do that automatically, and I want to print this I. Okay, see, in case of while loop I need to write three different steps, but in case of for loop I am writing only one single line, one single step. Let's just save this code and let's just run this code and see what happens. Okay, so see, it is giving me the same output. If I'm going to apply the while loop, what I need to do, I'm going to write this statement. Okay, and I need to write, let me just write down the code because we have made the changes. I'll write while I is less than 10. Okay, and sorry, I is, so instead of I have taken a is less than 10, then you need to print a. Okay, and then you are going to increase the value of a by 1. Okay, so this was the code of your while loop. Okay, and let me write down one message here so that we can understand, okay, where while loop is working and where for loop is working. I'm going to print a message here, print while loop. Okay, and here I'm going to print a message, print for loop. Okay, now I'm going to save this, I'm going to run this. So see, it is going to give me the same output, but in case of for loop I have written only 2 lines of code, but whereas in case of while loop I need to write 4 lines of code. So this is the only difference. Okay, rest everything concept remains same. I am printing one statement again and again, the concept remains same, but where to use while loop and where to use for loop, that is user's choice. Okay, let me just execute this. See, because how this is working, because inside the range is automatically I is taking the very first value as 1, because range function says this is the start, this is the stop. Now suppose if I want to print the even number, right, I can write step by 2. If you remember that we have discussed this range function. Okay, I can write step by 2 and then I'm going to run this code. So then I'm going to run this code. So see, it is giving me the odd numbers. If you want to have even numbers, you need to write 2. You need to start it from 2 only. I'm going to save this and I'm going to run this again. So see, it is giving me the even numbers. Okay, so you can work, you can apply your list concept with this also. Suppose you have taken a variable, a string actually. You have taken a string a is equals to, inside that you have taken a let's say a fruit, let's say you have taken mango. Okay, now what I want to display, I want to display one single character of this a variable. I want to display m, then a, n, g, o. Okay, how I can do that? I'll write for x in a. Now a is working as a list here. Okay, and I'm going to print that x. Okay, so now you need to try the different versions of this loops. Okay, so I'm going to clear the screen and then I'm going to run. See, it is displaying each and every character. Okay, similarly if you want, I'm going to make this as a comment. And similarly if you want that you have given a list, suppose I have given a list that is x is equals to, let's say I have values 1, 19, 7, 6, minus 0, and then I have taken, let's say, L. Everything I can take. List can have anything, right? So I am going to write for I in x. You need to print that I. So it will keep on iterating your list. Okay, print that I. I'm going to save this. I'm going to run this. See, it is displaying. See, not with the range function. Okay, not with the range function. Range function we can say, okay, it is going to take the increment of 1 with the help of range function. No, that is the feature of your for loop. For loop is going to take the increment of 1 by default. You are not here, we have not taken any range function. Okay, still what it is doing, it is incrementing the index by 1 automatically. You need not to do anything in that. Okay, so this is the benefit of your for loops, that we need not to specify the start, we need not to specify the increment. Stop, definitely we need to specify, okay, but we need not to specify the start and stop. Okay, so this is all about loops. Now you can implement any of the previous concept with the help of loops. That actually depends upon you, how much you are exploring. Okay, so with this we have covered the loops, okay, which is very important part of your any of the programming language. Or because whenever we are going to make some kind of projects, we are definitely going to execute some set of statements again and again. That is with the help of loops. Okay, so you need to understand loops very much carefully. Okay, so if you have any doubt, any query in loops, you can drop your message and I'll definitely revert back to your query. Okay, and in the next lesson we are going to discuss some of the jump statements that are available in Python. Okay, so let's just meet in the next lesson. Bye bye.